Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of the internet, Guten Tag, good morning. How are we doing? Happy Tuesday, guys. It is July 8th, and we are here on the Grow Show for our daily checkup from the neck up. As always, I'm Coach Kyle. Get the joy, the privilege, the honor to hang out with you today, man, to pour into you, to make sure that we are all taking care of ourselves and deciding and making the choice to do more, and not just more for busy sake, but to do more for growth, to do more to live the life by design, to do more to build the perfect wall by focusing on laying one perfect brick at a time. This week we're diving into a series that I call The Price of the Peak. Yesterday, if you missed yesterday's episode, we talked about what winning really cost, and you can go check that out on our YouTube channel at Daily Grow Show. But yesterday we talked about what's the hidden invoice behind success, right? What's the bill we got to pay, the emotional, the relational, the identity level sacrifices that come with it. We spent a lot of time marinating there. Today, though, we're going to go a layer deeper. We're going to continue down this path because here's the truth. Climbing to the top isn't always the hardest part. You see some of you who have summited and hit certain peaks in your health, in your wealth, in your relationships, in your business. Some of you understand that the climb was hard, yes, but staying on top, finding the next peak, that actually is the hardest part. Let me say that again. Most people think that the fight ends once you win. But if you ask any top producer, any elite athlete, any, I don't know, business founder who's had a breakout year, the weight doesn't go away. Sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, the weight gets heavier, or at least feels heavier. If you've ever felt this before, experienced this before, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You hit that victory, you hit that summit, you do the hard thing, and then you ask, what now? What I want you guys to understand is a lot of times getting there is a sprint. Staying there, it's more like a marathon, and there ain't no finish line. The finish line is death. When we're climbing, a lot of times we're fueled by hunger, right? We're fueled by challenge. Maybe there's a chip on our shoulder. There's something to prove. But once we're there, once we've hit the mountaintop, once we see above the clouds, once we're at the peak, we inherit the expectations of others that come along with winning. Whether that's from your team, whether it's from clients, whether that's from your community, your family, whether that's from yourself. Now there's a pressure, 1,000-pound boulder of pressure sitting on your chest, the pressure to repeat. Can I do it again? Or even worse, that pressure might say, outdo, outperform, raise the bar. Can I do it again? If we're being honest, sometimes it feels like we don't just have to win, we have to win again. And then again. And then if we're being really honest, we have to keep winning and then smile like we're not carrying that 1,000-pound boulder, like we're not carrying the weight, like we're not feeling the pressure. Do you think that that has a toll? You see, a lot of times we talk about that hidden fear of success, and we spent some time on it yesterday. But that's the thing, man. The price of continuing to win is something that we don't always think about. There's a hidden burnout a lot of times with high performers. It's not just exhaustion. Sometimes, from what I've experienced and from what I've experienced consulting and coaching with many other people out there, it's success without renewal. It's success without purpose. It's success without continuing the hero's journey. Here's what happens, though. If we don't deal with the weight, if we don't deal with the weight of winning, things begin to unravel. Sometimes we might build a life that people envy, they want, they're jealous of. And the funny thing is, sometimes you resent the machine or the life that you built because you don't get to be hungry anymore. You don't get to be hungry anymore. Now you're obligated. Now you're in it. Now you're stuck in the prison of your own design. You fear failing. You fear slowing down. You fear letting people down. And no one's clapping anymore because they're used to your excellence. So you start playing defense. We see this all the time. We start to get in scarcity mindset. We start avoiding risks because we don't want to mess up the momentum. We don't want to crumble the mountaintop. We stop innovating. We stop thinking new and outside the box because the status quo is safer. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, when you hear this, I want you to understand I'm not talking about Mount Vesuvius, some incredibly tall peak. I'm talking about the one you may have just hit. We hide our burnout because we're supposed to be built for this. Maybe it's after hitting a sales record. Maybe it's after buying a house, buying investment properties, building a portfolio, hitting a health goal. And that joy fades and is replaced by the pressure to repeat the win. Some of us might be thinking some things like this. So this is it? This is what it was for? This is why I spend so much time coaching and talking about mindset around mental performance, talking about the purpose behind it. Success should elevate you, not exhaust you. This is where most people mess it up. They think that they need to carry more. I need to add more. I need to do more. I need to raise the bar. But the key is learning just to carry different. For instance, to handle the weight, I want you to think about, man, how do you redefine what winning looks like for you? Not anyone else, not social medias, not the interwebs, not keeping up with the Joneses. I want you to redefine what winning looks like for you. If your definition of winning requires constant and never ending output, it's unsustainable. It's unsustainable. You're not building rhythm, you're building a success prison. Another way to think about this is strengthen your structure. I'm a huge believer in leverage. I would much rather own or eat a whole or half of a watermelon than all of a grape. Is your structure strong? Do you have the right systems in place? Do you have the right team? Do you have the right people in your orbit? Nobody succeeds alone. Are you delegating properly? Because you can't carry everything yourself. Every elite performer that you know has a pit crew. Every elite athlete, elite business person, elite anything, they have people in their world who are contributing to that success. Is your structure, think about this for yourself, strong? Do you have people? If you are out there being a one man or one woman show, it's not sustainable. Some of you might say, God, well, I'm built different. No, you're not. No, you're not. At some point, it's going to catch up to you. Are you future pacing that point now so you don't have to rebuild later? Another way to handle this weight is understand that you need to renew yourself. You need to recover. It's not a reward, it's a requirement. Rested leaders lead better, period. So we talk about that constant weight of performance and the need to outdo. I want you to ask yourself, what is it for? What are you doing that only you can handle? And what are you holding on to that someone else should carry to lighten that load? Because God willing, we're all in a marathon and not a sprint. Setting appropriate time horizons along the way, when to add people to our world, understanding that this must happen and then I will bring on people. Understanding that you don't need to continue to raise the bar just for the sake of raising the bar. I heard it said this way: maybe you don't feel like you're winning because you're constantly pushing back the goalpost. Do you guys know that a lot of us, we're living the life that 2 years, 5 years, 10 years ago we wanted, we dreamed of? And now that you're here, you feel the never ending pressure to move the goalpost? That's the real hidden, unspoken weight of winning. You don't need to carry more, you just need to carry different. Are you carrying success, or is it carrying you into burnout? Spend some time auditing your load. Make a list what's currently on your shoulders, mentally, physically, relationally. Then ask which one of these weights are essential and which are just expectations I never questioned. Let me say that again. Which of these weights are essential and which are just expectations I never questioned? How is it showing up in your world? How is it adding stress, adding weight for what? One of the most profound things that I've uncovered and that I've found is that a lot of times when you hit a large goal, and you see this in peak athletes, when you hit a large goal and you don't have another mountaintop to scale, or growth, I should say, not just for growth's sake, but because there's purpose behind it, it can become one of the darkest and most depressing times of your life. Because the question is, what now? What next? I want to give you permission today to understand that if you've hit a peak and it's the one you want to be on, it's okay to camp. It's okay to camp there. It's okay to be satisfied with your effort, with your work. One of the things that I coach agents on all the time is when we talk about financial freedom. And I say, how much money do you need to be financially free? And they're like, oh, I don't know. I'm like, well, if you did know, what would it look like? They're like, oh, I don't know. I need to make 600K passively a year. I'm like, cool. Do you make that now? Unpassively? They're like, no. Like, then why do you need that passively? Are we just establishing goals and continuing to raise the bar for the purpose of raising the bar? Because when we do that, when we have drive without purpose and gasoline in the tank, again, we feel obligated. We fear failing more. We fear slowing down more. We fear letting people down more. What's the purpose behind it? I want you guys this week to start getting very clear and understanding, where are you going and why? And are you just raising the bar for raising the bar's sake? Make no mistake, it costs money. It costs time. It costs energy. It costs emotions. It costs relationships to win. And to find the next mountaintop, the cost is going to be there too. Are you sure that it's worth the price? If so, awesome. Go joyfully into your challenge. If not, don't carry more just for carrying more's sake. Carry different. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I trust that this is landing for you today. I trust that you're paying attention and that I'm plucking at your heartstrings. What I want you to do, as always, is spend some time in self-awareness. Spend some time in slow down. Spend some time with that quiet inner voice that keeps getting quieter by the day because you're living in noise. My desire for you is to stay strong. My desire for you is to keep growing. My desire for you is to climb the next mountaintop, but the one that means something to you, not the one that you feel obligated to climb. I want you to understand firmly and foundationally, not every day will feel like a winning day. That doesn't mean you're losing. That doesn't mean we throw the baby out with the bathwater. It doesn't mean that we flip everything around in our life just because one day, 2 days, a week, a month, we don't feel like it's a winning day. Peak performance does not always equal peak feelings. That's something we're going to dive in tomorrow. I trust that you will be along with us for the journey, guys. If this show is hitting for you, share it. Invite somebody. Tell them to come check it out. Someone else I know needs to hear this. I know that we're dropping great wisdom nuggets that is like Chick-fil-A out there feeding the soul. As always, guys, I'm here for you. If you need me, reach out, give me a buzz, shoot me a text, drop me a DM. I'm happy to talk with you. And it's an honor and a privilege to be here with you today. Today, we're going to give you a short one. So, as always, Coach Kyle, I'm out. And I'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning for another episode of The G.R.O.W Show. Go out there and do something special today. Slow down. Maybe take a beat. Spend some time in that 6 inches between the ears that guides and directs the entire aspects of your life. Love you, mean it. I'll see you tomorrow.